What is going on here? Come in. Come in. It's very cold. You see, I said something. I did not need to use the F word to express myself. Wow. Wow. I'm in. You know, if you think that you're cool and all that with your swearing, well, guess what? You're not. I'm not going to say it my invention, and that is non-negotiable. I am not going to have it. You need to become a better version of yourself, and then I will reconsider. Starting with your social media. I am not telling you what to do, but I am telling you that it would be best and that it would be better and right for you to be a better version of yourself. Now, I'm not your parent. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. However, if you want to be here at my mention, you're losing your opportunities. And you may lose some stuff following. I don't know. There's something about, like, be careful what you say because you'll regret it later or it'll come back to you, the whole karma thing. Yeah. I can just show you example after example of films that I have seen where this has happened. I mean, who are you? A role model and influencer who is, I guess, teaching spiritual concepts and all these kind of things, and yet you swear just like a punk, an idiot, some random kind of person. Well, yeah, you know, that in and of itself has a way less substance than what I have said. Way less substance. I mean, I've already made that really clear. You can try. What do you have to say that's substantial? Because if it's not, I don't want to hear it. I have made my points very clearly. I have said them very clearly. And no, it's final. And no, I wasn't shaming or harassing or anything that you fib about. Oh, that's another downside. Fibbing, lying. Going off and telling somebody else. You know, I think that we ought to make a chart of the times that you display the negative qualities of Gemini. I think that would be a very good idea. What do you think? Okay, now, I have to stop here. What do you honestly think? Because I can tell by reading people to see if they're trying to say something that I would like versus saying something that they really mean. I do not want to hear what I don't want you to say what I want to hear. If it is what I want to hear, great. But what's your truth? Like, are you on board with this or not? Okay. Well, I'm beside myself here. Do you not see how unacceptable this is? This is not acceptable. I mean, you have someone who is choosing to make bad choices. And you don't think this. Just think that I knew somebody at my graduation who decided to do something really weird. You know what he decided to do? When he was giving his graduation speech to everybody, he was playing music and pretending it started out with a marriage, and then it turned into something else, and then it turned into something else. It was kind of crazy, and it didn't work out because Mercury was retrograde in your sign. Get that? So that didn't work out. And now it appears like my choir teacher that I had, whom I'm comparing you to, he is really famous on social media right now. All of a sudden, with a huge following. And it was all because of some viral videos where he was pretending to play a video of himself, but then respond to himself while presenting to his students what the spring musical would be. I'm going to say this, and this is just honest. That's fine. I could compare the both of you on so many levels. But the one thing, I don't believe that he didn't do anything or say anything that was not okay. I'm just going to say that. I wish I could say the same for you, but unfortunately I can't. It's not fortunate, and I don't like to say this, but it's the truth. Well, in that case, yes. Yes. I mean, I would really like to, but I said no, and I said it. I meant it. Younger. Yeah, I'd say, yeah. But you're not staying here. I don't like saying this, but I'm not going to accept it. It's not okay. I mean, I'm not going to show it. You should see that one video where he was giving so much information. Okay, this is one of my pet peeves. Where you are giving, excuse me, but I will not address somebody like they're not in the same room, because I don't believe in that. You had a video that was on Stormy Grace's channel. Now, here's the truth about Stormy Grace. Let me just say this. She's a little bit hard to figure out because she speaks in one way on some videos, and other ways on other videos, but I don't really think that she curses. You know, like you do. Now, you know, as much as I hate saying this, as much as I hate saying this, it is 2023, it is not 1955. And yet, Stormy Grace is who she is and how she is presenting herself. Now, you can sit with that and figure out what I mean. I don't want to get into it. I do not want to go down that path. However, I just wanted to throw that out there. Now, are you kidding me? Well, it didn't take that long for you to figure it out, so congratulations. But no, I don't believe in that. Is there a couch in this room? Or is there just empty space? What do you see? Did it snow today? So there's no snow on the ground. Was it snowing today? Okay. My point in that is, I did not deny that it happened in the past. I'm just saying, I don't need to defend it. I don't need to clarify it. I don't need to convince it because I knew what I said. I was very aware of what I said. I didn't want to go down that path. I was just throwing that out there because I saw that connection there. But I don't want to go down that path. I don't want to spiral over there. But there was a video. He was presenting information, very well done information about all the signs and the polarities and the compatibilities and what that sign polarity and relationship compatibility is about. That's what he was presenting, and he did a very good job at it. Well done. With that, emphasizing with that, you know, what's so interesting about this whole conversation? I knew another Colin who had different kind of challenges. Different, you know, I'm not going to not acknowledge that he had challenges. And you know what both of these two different things have in common? You and then somebody who I knew, his name was Colin. Both of these issues deal with verbal stuff, voice stuff. That's what they both have in common. It's more obvious since you're a Gemini. He was a Cancer. The other Colin was a Cancer. Had a very difficult conversation with the sun squaring his moon. That, you know, that whole thing. I don't want to go into that. But That's the truth. I'm not going to apologize for speaking the truth, but there's a difference between that and saying this truth and speaking the truth when you're trying to make an impact by swearing. That's wrong. You do not need to swear, and we've made that abundantly clear. You think this is funny and this is not a big deal? Well, you know, I'm trying to pull the substance out of the conversation. Good job. Guess what? Deep down, you know it's not okay. And I'm really confused why you keep on going in this direction. I'm just confused why you're seeing this person here, but then you're seeing a very different person on Instagram. Oh, I realized that I have the power. Let me show you a little bit of that. Now, I don't like to do this because I don't like to abuse content. But let me just play for you what I heard. What I was listening to for over an hour the other day. And just play that to you so that you can hear just how despicable and appalling this is. Because it is. I mean, it really is. Especially if you're putting yourself out there. So let me just play that so that you can hear. Let me find it here. Here it is. Let me find the middle part. Because I think this is where it really is the case.
I go fucking 7 times a year.
Okay, did you hear that? Let me go back.
For astrology. And what I'm thinking about for Saturn entering Pisces is the art of mastering surrender. So let's play a quick little word game, folks. Word association, okay?
Is this where?
When I say surrender, what comes up for you?
Okay, let's just fast forward a little bit
make
later.
Deliberate choices every. Honestly, isn't that one of the best approaches that we have? Right. So this is from Dr. Sarah Lewis's book, The Rise. You guys, look how Leo she is. Are you ready? I'm going to show you a picture of her. She is so Leo. Hold on a minute. I just have to. Regretting it. Maybe we need to sit and smell our own shit.
Oh, here it is.
How do we stand in a place where we would rather not and expand in ways we never knew we could?
Trying to find it.
Right? So this is mastery. This is Saturn.
I don't like doing
Saturn is like, oh, you want a life of comfort? Okay, good luck with that. Right? Or go ahead and get your comfort, but guess what? You're not going to be courageous, you're not going to be creative, and you probably won't be connected because there's nothing comfortable about being courageous, creative, and or connected. So do you want your creativity and your comfort? Do you want connection or do you want comfort? Which one is it? There's really no neutral here.
Not yet, but you're going.
So, and I don't love to go into the binaries, all right? I really don't. I love immutable energy, so I'm always in the both and not only, but also, right? But the fact of the matter is, you can't. So sometimes we do need a single right answer. So this is all, get uncomfortable. And how do we use spirituality, folks? Right? How do we use our spiritual practice to help us in the midst of uncertainty? When we're mastering surrender.
Resonates with me right
now. What does it look like for you? What does it mean for you? I don't know. Right? But it's there somewhere. You have Pisces somewhere. You have a spiritual practice somewhere. Yeah. Oh, great. I love that, Angelica. Okay, all this aligns with the topics I talked about with my creative friends. Yeah, absolutely. So, and when we lean on this energy, I am telling you, it will guide you to places of not happy, joy. That's another fucking thing that's driving me crazy on Instagram is like not everybody, but these content creators that are like, if you're unhappy, here's what you need to do. Well, maybe you need to sit in the unhappiness because it's trying to fucking teach you something. Maybe you need to just fucking sit in this space of, oh shit, I made a big ass mistake. I did something I definitely didn't want to. Or, I played it safe and now I'm fucking regretting it. Maybe we need to sit and smell our own shit and say, okay, I gotta do something differently. And that's Saturn too. And a spiritual practice is not going to give you fucking crystals and rainbows 24/7. Yeah, no way. But what it will tell you is, here's how you give gratitude for the joy and you soften into that, because that's fucking vulnerable. And here's how you stay standing when things are hard, when you're going through your 8th or 12th house transit, when you're going through a kind of Plutonian energy or something scorpionic, right? Your spirituality will tell you, here's who you want to be. Here's what you may want to do. And here's how you want to get it done, right? And I'm sorry that these things are happening for you. I want to nurture, but I want to challenge you. Yeah, no, it's no crystals and rainbows 24/7, no. And if that's what people are preaching and teaching...
I think you got the idea. Guess what? That is no excuse. That is no excuse. No excuse. You could be saying anything. I don't care how wise or intelligent it is. That's no excuse. There is no reason and nothing that will excuse that and justify that. Nothing. Now, I'm sorry if I did that, but here's the deal. That was an opportunity, and I took advantage of it because I could take advantage of it. Because it was on there. Public. Out there. For everyone to see. And I'm sure that you have a number of followers who would disapprove of that. Including me. I'm thinking about that. But I haven't done it yet because I don't know. I mean, you are a really great astrologer. You know that. You have so much to offer. And as much as you are so wise and you have pearls of wisdom, you have pearls of trash that comes out of your mouth. Over 3 times. In almost a row. And saying it in a way that it sounds normal. Over 3 times, you make it sound normal. Like it's, okay. Well, there's going to have to be something rewritten about that. Then, I feel like I could sing a song right now. You know what song that I'm really inspired to sing? Goes something like this. It's very pretty. It goes something like this. I'm just going to play it for you. And you may recognize it, and if you do, yeah. So, this is the song. Okay. It's called Where Is It Written? Have you heard of it? It's from, it's a movie called, Yentl. Barbara Streisand. Yeah. And here's the deal. One of the things I just find so hard is sometimes when I try to tell somebody the truth, it's hard to do that because it's just a part of me that just likes certain aspects of them, but there's also that part of me that also sees the other side. So I'm not going to completely succumb to the siren song. I'm going to instead choose to say it anyway, is that the question is, where is it written that it's okay? I mean, same argument again. Sugar, drugs. What's the difference? Oh, here's the difference. I guess you're putting it out there. That's the difference. Now, I'm not saying that it is okay to do that privately. That's not okay. I mean, I'm gonna be blunt. Don't do that. don't eat sugar, drink, alcohol is just becoming drunk with alcohol. Of course you can. Everything in moderation, of course. But don't do that. And I know that you wouldn't do that. But then why would you swear? Why? Okay, so if you're not going, I don't want to be intimidating anymore. If you're not going to smoke, drink, get drunk, then why in that case would you choose to make a negative choice as if it wasn't a big deal and it wasn't negative at all? Now, where is the evidence? I'm playing the probing card right now, I apologize, but where is the evidence that that is okay? Where is the evidence that that is fine? That is ethical. I'm talking ethical right now. And you are beyond ethical, spiritual, all this kind of things, way beyond those kind of life lessons that you hear. And yet, yes, okay, yes, but you're still saying something like it's okay, and it isn't. It isn't. I mean, you can back it up with so many different things. It is not okay. And you can try to convince me and woo me and win me over with what you have to say in the way that you say. It's still wrong, and I will still not be convinced. So, again, this whole thing with a facade and a version of yourself that you're trying to put on. We're seeing Dr. Jekyll, but I just played Mr. Hyde for you. Right on there. Now, I don't like doing that, but that opportunity was there, and I took advantage of it. Now, this discussion is long at this point. I think that I made my point really clear, abundantly clear, and you've heard the evidence. You will not be staying in this event until there is a change, until there is one person, not two people in one, but one person who does not make this kind of choices. I mean, I'd say it again, I keep repeating myself, but he doesn't make those kind of choices. So, I did not call anyone yet, but I will do that. I'm going to see who I can call. I'm going to see if there's somebody who will be willing to take you somewhere. This is going to sound extreme, but I am thinking, I'm thinking of it right now. I am thinking of putting you on a list. Notice I didn't swear there. Putting you on a list and you going to Lake Castle. Because there are people who can go there even with such smaller and other issues. I mean, people can go there even if they are very nice people that haven't heard. But I don't want to wrong them or criticize them for their flaws. I really don't. I don't believe in judging people. I'm probably doing that now. I guarantee that I'm doing that right now, but for good reason. But because there is a legitimate reason, legitimate thing to judge. Things to judge. So, I'm thinking of that. Or, is that not necessary? Or, am I going to hear you say something that's going to make me feel like, wow, I'm being very hard on you. I'm being very dictatorial. Very. But then if you don't deliver on that, I am not a therapist. And I am not telling you that you need to go into a type of heavy care, psychological care. And I am not telling, well, guess what I am telling you, honey? That's another resemblance I could point out. You, in resemblance to somebody who I saw on a film. An Armaletta film about this person who was very much like you, and I hate to say it, but you bear a little bit of resemblance to him in a negative light. Yes, you do. You can go see the film. It's this. I'm not gonna play it for you. I don't want to do that. I genuinely don't want to play that thing. I don't. I don't. I'm not practicing what I preach. Let me be honest. We will see. That is not enough to convince me that you have not done what you've done and said what you've said. I may be amateur. I may be presenting myself as someone on social media who is just interested in astrology. I'm not a professional astrologer and all that. But, you know what I think is more important than that? way more important. It's the kind of person that I am. That's more important. Like, I was seeing a meme that said, this person said, I didn't do a lot in my life. And this other person said, well, you were, now this is not to say that you were not a good person. That is entirely untrue. But it is to say that, there is karma, that's one way of putting it. Of what you say comes back to you, what you do comes back to you. That's one way. And then just choosing to make choices which are smarter and better. I have an Instagram account where I have videos. Now, if I had to be nosy and nitpicky, I would ask you why you don't have any other social media profiles, but I don't want to do that. But I have Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of that, yes. I have that. Instagram, where I do posts and stuff about, astrology and things like that, and spirituality and all these kind of things. You will not hear me curse ever. And if it does, I will not post. Because that's not who I am. It's not who I am. There are plenty of people out there who are very smart and very experienced, and yet they curse. Well, there may be double standards to this. I mean, it may very well depend on the person. I don't know about telling a whole lot. I'm not going to name them, but telling a whole list of people they shouldn't swear. I mean, it depends upon the person. I don't have to overextend myself with explanation and clarification and now we're just going down a rabbit hole now. We're going down a road, Okay, let's get back on track here. I'm not going to ask you to delete anything. But I will strongly recommend that you change. Well, yes, but then you could ask the $1,000,000 question of why we're even having this chat. Why are we even having this chat in the first place? I mean, I'm confused about that. Just as much as you may be, or you may be. I'm wondering, why do we have to talk about this? Why do we have to do this in the first place? Oh, Oh, because it's an issue. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now. I will give it a ballot. I mean, my response to that is, I'm sorry if I've criticized you. I mean, you're obviously not going to present yourself that way now that you're here. You wouldn't even dare do that. I don't need to hear that. No. No. Mm-mm. I don't need to does not excuse what I have made abundantly clear. As I said, age is by number, but it's also by whisper. And now you're proving. I guess I'm sorry that I said all this in the first place. Because why would I realize what I was saying? Why would I have any awareness of what I was saying? At all, right? I'm going to make several different calls. I know what both of them will be. One of them will be you not staying here. I want to see you proving yourself in that kind of context. Not here. Not here, not alone. Because of course you would prove that to me. I want you to prove it where everybody can see it. Where so many people can see it. That's where I want you to prove it. So no, I've made my statements very clear. And I'm going to say a couple of different things. In Tenson Pine, it will be put. And it just stay reclaimed. Because of, I mean, well, I did not expect that. Oh, if you think that I am going to have that check out, then you're wrong. You are wrong. Acceptable. You do not say something like that to me or any amendment. Excuse me, are we up top? Are we superior? I'm thinking, say it to nobody, including myself. Let me just reframe that whole statement. You do not say that to me or any amendment leader. That now you're making me into you. Now, by you, I mean in general the negative kind of idiotic, kind of negative qualities that you display, which I am not. I am not like you, in the sense that I have not said what you have said. I have not. We are in no resemblance, and actually I don't really want to be in resemblance to you right now. I don't want to be in resemblance. Because we are very different people, and you will not put me in that position. I didn't say anything wrong here. I am not the one who has done wrong here. I'm not that person. It's a grave, as if you've held it in all this time and you're finally letting it out. Well, guess what? It doesn't check out. I find it really unbelievable that all this time you are suddenly telling me this, as if you've again switched over to another kind of saying. I mean, what's going on here? That's what I have to ask. But I will not. I will not. Add a little bit of a temple on top of the boil is for my mention. Can I sing the song? Where is it written? Where is it written? Where is it written that that's not a bad thing? Where is it written that it is okay to swear? Ethical to swear? Spiritually right to swear? Where does it say that it is okay for somebody who teaches about, I must be way out of the loop then. Well, guess what? I don't think I am. I really don't think I am. And your wisdom and spirituality that you have to talk about doesn't mean that based off of the intelligence that you have, you think that you can swear, period. Don't think that gives you permission. Don't think that you are entirely free, because you've had your Saturn return before, but I'm Saturn right now. I don't have to be. Because what matters, as I've said, is who I am. I'm Saturn in the sense of teaching you things, all this kind of thing like that, reminding you these are the consequences for your actions. And it's as if you really got, but then you went back. Swearing is not acceptable. Not acceptable by any means. You can forget about all the stuff that you've said. Doesn't mean anything. Probably the things that I've said burned.